Oh no, I was not talking. Oh, that would have been bad. Hi guys. Hello, it's me, your girl Ruthie, back again with another video. As you can tell, my white balance sucks today. I should probably look up how to fix that. You know what we're talking about? We're talking, if you were around last week, we're gonna talk about my dream. My weird dream that I totally said to myself, hey, I'm gonna totally rewrite this thing. But I did not. I did not rewrite it, so oops. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, I did get a new phone. No, I cut my hair. I chopped it off. Look, guys. It's short and poofy. Puff. Da poof. Da poof. Da poof is on fire. I feel so zoomed in. Oh my god, that feels so zoomed out. Zoomed in is fine. I'll just back the fuck up and speak a little louder. Last week, we talked about places that I've been in my dreams. That's why I remember my dreams. I remember my dreams because I visit the same places all the fucking time. Well, now, we're going to talk about a dream where I kind of visit those places. To be honest, last week, I was, still asleep. I know I had my eyes open and I was talking. I was still asleep. I am less asleep. Actually, I'm so not asleep. I am ready to yak your fucking ear off about this. But last week I didn't want to read. Now I'm gonna read. And I'm actually probably just gonna paraphrase a lot of what I read. So that way you don't hear me just droning on about random junk. So let's do this. Before we begin, I wasn't technically the main character. I was just inside of the main character. I did eventually get some information that my character did not have. So it was me, but it wasn't me. You know what I mean? It'll make more sense when I explain. We open up this dream in my hometown. I remember walking back from one of the elementary schools that is near my parents' house. And as I was walking, I see a princess. This princess was human. I almost want to describe her as a Princess Leia kind of person. She had Princess Leia buns, I think. I'm 99% sure she had Princess Leia buns. The princess comes up to me and is like, hey, how are you? Who are you? What are you? Obviously, kind of weirded out. I don't usually get asked, what am I? But I indulged this princess because, I don't know, she seemed nice. And then she was like, hey, you wanna chill? Yeah, I guess. Strange person. So we begin to hang out. We walk a little bit, and that's when me, the omniscient one, knows that we walked through something, and now we're in a field with trees. The main character has no idea. Kind of under a little bit of a magic spell, as it were. The field of trees, there's 6 trees in a circle. And we hang out. We just chill. She asks questions about me. And then I ask her, well, who are you? She says, well, I'm a princess. Princess blah, blah, blah of something. But you probably don't understand. In fact, you probably don't understand why you're here. I guess. You seem nice, though. She lets on, that she doesn't want to hurt anyone or anything like that. The field with the 6 trees is very surreal feeling. And I think if I was to put a map of where things are in my dream world, the sunflower fields, I think, are very close to the field with 6 trees. Kind of weird. I had that feeling, but I couldn't tell you why. I felt like if I just followed if I followed a path, then I would go to the sunflower fields. There's a little brush in the grass. And the princess sees something that I don't see. And I don't know what she saw, but she pushes me as hard as she can and pushes me back into what I assume is my own dimension, exactly where she left me. And that's when I notice that there is a portal. It's just like a portal, I can't explain it. It's a portal. And there's soldiers, and I see the princess getting killed. And then I run like a madman. I run. I just keep running. I run as fast and as far away as I can, thinking, I need to find someone to help, but I don't know what's going on, and I don't think anybody is going to believe me. As I run, I realize that I don't recognize this street. There are trees in different places than I remember. There are houses that are different colors. The road is a lot longer than I originally thought it was. And that's when I realized I don't think she put me back where she actually placed me. I think she just kind of pushed me back and hoped that I was gonna end up where I began. I run still down the street because there are small things that feel familiar. And that's when I get to my parents' house. And I see these soldiers in bulky armor, and they have colors that are similar to the colors that the princess was wearing. And I stop at my tracks and I hide. There are 3 main people in this party. There's the captain. I honestly don't remember his face. Sometimes in dreams people don't have faces, but not in like a scary way, just in a way that I just don't remember the features. So I don't remember his features, but there's the captain. There's a shorter man with a red beard. He seems kind of grumpy. I'd probably give him like a Gimli vibe. There's another guy with a bushy blonde beard, and he's holding, I can only describe as like a Star Trek quarter, the Star Trek scanner quarter things. He's holding that, and he's just kind of like buzzing it around. And I just watched them from behind wherever I was. I think I was behind a car. And when he points it in the direction of me, it goes beep, 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 beep. And that's when it was like, oh shit. And I bolt and they start chasing me. They notice me running because I'm stupid and I ran loudly, I suppose. And they start running after me. They're pretty slow because they're wearing armors, and I'm pretty quick because I am super fast and just wearing, I guess, my Spider-Man shirt. And I keep running until I reach this house. Now, I've been running past houses, but something is different about this house. I feel called to this house. I go to this house and I knock as fast and as hard as I can. And the door opens and they says, what's wrong? It's just a girl who's probably my age, straight blonde hair, really blue eyes, and says, hey, what's wrong? And I was like, there's someone chasing me. I don't know what's going on. I think I saw someone get killed, and I think they're trying to hurt me too. So please let me in and don't tell them that I'm here. And the girl's like, okay, I'll help you. I go inside her house, and I don't know if you remember from the other video, do you remember the house, which is the house that has spaces that aren't accounted for? It was this house. I knew exactly where to find the trap door that goes into the parts beyond the house. I didn't get to go beyond the house, but I got very close because I got next to the trap door. I'm behind a couch. The trap door is behind the couch, and there's a knock on the door, and she opens up the door very calmly and says, hi, how can I help you? And the captain says, there is a criminal on the loose, and describes me and says, is there any way, do you know where they went? Did you see them? And she says, oh yes, I think I saw her run and then go down the alley. So they run off. Apparently their scanner thing doesn't work in this house. And she closes the door and she turns around and says, they're gone. Maybe I can help. It's not every day that people come to my house, so I know that this must be different for you. You obviously don't know what's going on, but you've had your eyes opened. Now, because you've had your eyes opened, you can't survive the way that you used to. You'll see things that won't make sense, but I can help you. She pulls out a sticker, and the sticker just says XYZ and has little commas, which are coordinates. It's I realize this now, but it's essentially sticker coordinates. And she puts the sticker right here and says, close your eyes and focus on a place you would like to go. You'll feel a sinking feeling, and then you'll be there. So I do. I say, okay, and I'll just be there. Are you sure? Are you sure? And she says, yes, it will take you to where you want to go. I say, okay, I've been to Chicago. My character's been to Chicago. I have never been that far north, but that's aside the point. I think, okay, I want to go to Chicago. I've been to Chicago. I know Chicago. So, close my eyes, I feel the sinking feeling. You know, whenever you go down a hill, like really fast in a car, and it's a really steep hill, and your stomach feels like it's rising but kind of sinking at the same time. It's kind of like that. Kind of like if you're falling, sinking. I open my eyes, and I'm in Chicago. But it's snowing, and it's July. It's supposed to be July, but it's not July in Chicago right now. I know now that I jumped to a different version of Chicago, and the version of Earth that I was on, I haven't been back to that. You know, I'm not back there. I'm on a different version. So I've jumped from OG version, second version, third version. The whole dream messes with the idea of multiverses and other fun concepts like that. So keep in mind that when we jump, we're always jumping to a new version of Earth. This character never goes back. I start this adventure of making money off of art and music by doing it on the streets, getting enough to get like a house or a home, and then something will happen and I will lose track of time. I'll lose a chunk of like maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then the soldiers will be there. And this happens several times. This character is on the run a lot. As I lose each chunk of time, my body and when I wake up, it's like I've been super sick, or maybe I'm hungover, like if I had drank a lot, and it gets worse every time. And one time I wake up and I feel so bad, and I get caught by the soldiers. And they're not mean, they're not hurtful or anything like that. But I'm clever, I guess more clever than them, and I was able to get out, and I was able to get out and I find this list. And it was a list of coordinates of dimensions that I could go, places where I can breathe, just places that my character could actually physically go to. And I've learned by listening to them, whether because I was nearby or if I got captured, I learned that magic exists, but from my version of Earth, I don't have magic. I can't control magic, which is why they think that A, I'm the killer, and B, not from that version of Earth, even though I am from that version of Earth. And I don't get it because I'm able to do this jumping thing, but that's all I'm able to do. I don't have any other types of magic that they've been to see, and somehow they still track me with magic. They track my magical signature, but I don't have magic. They think that I've killed the princess. I think that's pretty obvious. They think that I've killed the princess, and they've been tracking me through dimensions and always finding me, and I never know why they find me. I know that they have the tracker, but for some reason I am silent for a while, and then I have magical signature again. As the jumps progress, the sticker that has been pretty much impossible for me to unstick, the sticker has been losing stick, and I've been trying to find the girl with the blonde hair. Again, I've been trying to find that house. I try to jump to that place, but I can't. I eventually do find her, though, for some reason. She gives me a magical rock, and she magically brands me with the XYZ thing. So now I have a brand of XYZ that sparks a little bit every time I jump. I call it jumps, even though I sink. And the magical rock helps me do jumps better. Whenever I used to jump, the jump would land in the weirdest places, and it would be random times of the year, but the magic rock helps me focus. Now I have a rock, the jumping tattoo, and a list of places that I can go. I asked the lady, what is it about these soldiers? And she said, it's not soldiers. Those soldiers are not here to arrest me. They're here to kill me, because they're the ones who killed the princess. I'm even more freaked out because these guys have been tracking me. I've been in their custody maybe once or twice, and they didn't try to kill me then, but they want, they're the bad guys. I have no reason not to trust the sticker lady. I learned what the hunters, the 3 people who have been tracking me down, I learned who they're working for. Someone named Draxton. And I start asking, who is Draxton? A little weird tidbit of knowledge. I only age in the amount of time that passes in my version of Earth. So even if I go to some place and spend 20 years in a place, I won't age until, like, I won't age their quickness. I age my original Earth's quickness, which comes into play because I teleport to LA. And this LA is, I think, a version of LA I've been to before in my dreams. I spend 16 years in LA. I start from the bottom. I sell art, do music. I get a boyfriend. I get an apartment. We start having a life together. We don't have any kids or anything like that, but essentially we live together and it's a nice time. I'm happy. I forget that I have this tattoo in the rock. I forget that I'm being hunted because everything is just perfect. Of course, perfection never lasts in a story. I go home one day. It's been a long day. I performed at a concert because I guess I got good enough at music to perform. And I call for this boyfriend. We'll call him Kevin. I call out for Kevin. And that's when something is different. You know when you walk into some place and you know something's wrong? This is it. Everything's wrong. And I know something happened to Kevin. So I search the house and I go to his room. And he has been killed. His throat is slashed. Let me see if he's... I don't specifically mention how he's been killed, but I do remember his neck has been slashed. His neck has been slashed and he is pretty much naked. And on him is engraved XYZ. I lose my shit, as one does. I freak out. I think it's the hunters. And that's when I'm pulled out of the main character's body for a second and I see what's going on. When I'm pulled out of my body, I start seeing that I start having what I can only describe as a seizure-like attack of some sort. My eyes roll back and blood starts trickling. Obviously, that does not normally happen in a seizure. If that's happening, go to the fucking doctor. But this is what I wrote down. That's when tiny lightning sparks out of my tattoo, rock, and sticker. Apparently I kept the sticker. And I start going into a weird seizure-like state. With eyes rolled back, I start spitting up blood. Magic is whizzing around me and a glow emanates from my tattoos. The captain walks in and he is stunned. He knows exactly what's happening to me. He knows that my body cannot contain magic. And he also knows that if any magic enters my body in any way, it can cause these seizures. And it will slowly kill me. These seizures have been happening every single time. And that's why they find him, is because for some reason, magic will spark from the tattoo and they will start going into a seizure. It's really hard to explain. It's very much dream logic, but somehow I got in contact with magic after I see the boyfriend die. Kevin is dead. His eyes widen as he walks into my seizure. He's stunned. When the seizure stops, I slowly get up, blood dripping from my face. I'm muttering in a foreign language that he knows I shouldn't be able to speak. It is physically impossible for my type of human. He manages to catch me in my dazed state before I fall back into the ground. His team walks in, and then this part cuts to black. My character wakes up in the field with 6 trees. The girl with the blonde hair is there. And she's just sitting next to me, waiting. And I ask her what happened, and she said, well, the hunters had me, and she saved me. And I have no reason not to trust the girl with the blonde hair. She asks if I want to go to a meeting. And I say, okay, yeah, I would love to. A meeting of what? She says, well, you have had your eyes open, so why not just let you in? And I say, well, I mean, might as well, I guess. Sure! Ha! I've only been going through this crazy adventure for 16,000 fucking... Oh my god, my poor character. We walk a little bit, and that's when everything kind of transforms. We walk to the edge of the field, with the 6 trees, but think about it as an edge, like Asgard edge. We walked to the edge of this version of whatever, and then there are these giant rocks everywhere, and she is like, I'll help you. So she grabs my hand, and we boop across each rock. Obviously, because this blonde chick has magic, she's able to boop us up to essentially a coliseum in the sky. Listen to what I type. We're on a huge planet, and then we go to the meeting of the gods. A huge auditorium with many, many, many gods from many, many, many different cultures in the many, many different dimensions. I take my seat and they all begin. There are 2 big gods, a man and a woman. They speak, but I cannot understand, but everybody else can, and they're all speaking back in the same language. That's when the hunters come into the room and yell my name, but this time it's different. I panic, of course, and start to run away. An explosion happens at the corner of the room, and there are screams. I get caught in the shrapnel in the arm and start to fall. That's when I realize that I'm on the 2nd floor. One of the gods catches me. He puts a finger on my forehead, and suddenly things are different. I can understand everyone, but I don't know how far the difference goes. I'm confused, panic, and running. I jump without thinking to the outside of the auditorium. I hear screaming. I keep running. I'm running down the hallways. Blood is seeping from my mouth, but I ignore it. I am outside, and there is a dinosaur-like creature out there. I saw someone ride one of those once in the many dimensions I've been through, so I get on. POV actually changes completely to the captain. The captain says we have to find her before Draxton does. Dun dun da! All 3 of the guys jump to a castle, and they get my signal. Magic-induced seizures. She never was a blank and hiding. That magic is slowly killing her. The one with the bushy blonde beard says. He is looking at the Star Trek tricorder thing. They're walking up to Draxton's castle, and that's when the door opens. Guess who's standing in the fucking... Guess who it is? Guess who it is? You want to know who's standing there? It's the blonde chick. And the blonde chick's form melts away to an older man, Draxton. I find out later that Draxton was actually the advisor for the princess and set up her assassination and then pinned it on my character. Then helps my character and also frames my character and makes sure that the hunters always find me. So Draxton causes the magical seizures through the tattoo or the sticker by essentially forcing magic into me. The sticker is also what allows it to jump, but think of the sticker as an enchanted item. The item itself is the one with the magic, so using the sticker to teleport doesn't affect my character. But with the tattoo, it started affecting my character, even though, it was, it's complicated. Dream logic! Draxton, you lied. That girl didn't kill the princess. You did, the captain said, striking him down before Draxton could even speak. The bushy blonde-haired man put anchoring handcuffs on him. I'm assuming that anchoring means that he won't be able to jump. You're right. I did kill the princess, Draxton confirms, but doesn't elaborate despite the team wanting to. The bushy blonde-haired one sees Spikes and tells the captain to go find me. He does find me, and I'm seizuring out on a dinosaur in the direction of Draxton's castle. I fall from the dinosaur, but he manages to use a jump to stop me from falling. That's when I snap out of the seizure and try to jump away. I jump us to some cliffs at an ocean. I look at him and I'm afraid, but I'm done. I scramble to the cliff, ready to jump, and that's when he tells me to stop. He was wrong. He knows I didn't kill the princess. He says it was Draxton who killed the princess. Doesn't he work for Draxton? I step closer to him. No, Draxton is a god that was advising the princess. He works for the royal family, not Draxton. Why didn't the hunters kill me every time they got me? They had suspicions from square one that I was never the killer. but they never got a chance to fully interrogate me. How did they track me? Magical bursts that happens from the seizures. Why do they happen? It looks like Draxton triggered them from far away. Was there something that he had given you? No, I've never met Draxton. What does he look like? He has 2 forms, an older man and a woman with blonde hair. Can you help me? And he says yes. I fall in front of him, passing out because I'm actually still bleeding. We hug, and I freaking wake up. So that's it. That was my dream. With some reworking, that would be a really great story, I think. Obviously, you'd have to think more of the lore and more of the planets that this person jumps to. Jumps, sinks, falls, I don't know. A lot can be done with this idea. And I think that's why I like this dream so much. And when I say it out loud and I think about it, it feels a little lame, but I still think it's pretty cool. So thank you for listening if you've made it this far. And go ahead and let me know what dreams that you've had. I want to know your guys' crazy, wacky dreams. Even if you don't have dreams, just tell me a cool, wacky story. Just tell me in the comments. Maybe I'll read one out next week. Also in the comments, please leave a review of January, because this is going to be the last video of January. Any review that you make of January, I will probably put in the video, since I don't really have a lot of people, like I'm not a big YouTube channel. I can do this. I can put everybody in there. But if you're on the Discord, I'm going to ask on the Discord, so don't double up, because I don't want to, All right, we're reaching the end of the video. You know what time it is? It's time for self-plug time. So, as you know, as you may or may not know, I have a Patreon, and the $25 tier gets a shout out at the end of the videos for as long as I can. If I suddenly get a whole bunch of people, it'll be, you know what I mean? I hope I'm making sense. I hope I don't have to explain. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shout people out. First one, a reoccurring $25 patron is GoatGM. He streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/GoatGM. He does Tarkov and art and games, and you should go check him out. The next one on the list is Residentka. They actually have a comment from last video saying they just want to support me. So, shouting you out anyway. Thanks, buddy. And we have a brand new $25 patron. So, let me pull up his message, because he actually told me the things that he does. Mike Solomon. Mike Solomon is a new 25-tier Patreon. Yay! You can find him on TikTok at Solomon Suplex. I will have it here, I assume. And also has a podcast named Something to Pod About, where he and his friend talks about anything and everything for people's entertainment. I'm also thinking about adding another tier for Patreon, because I'm starting a comic on twitch.tv/RuthieTheUntold sitcom. Here's what you're missing. Country roads, take me home. Yep, that's the end of the video. That's all. Yep, here it is. There's a heart just for you. Save for later. Use it right now. I don't really care. It's your heart. You do you. Thank you so much for watching this video. And I will see you next week for the January review. All right,